Hi, welcome to another video of the Target Individual Program, the Target Individual Experience. So tonight, I was doing a couple of streams, not stream, but video recording on playing the game Fortnite because I kind of wanted to show how they would target me within the game. But guess what? They, you know, because they know that I'm recording, they basically stopped all of their antics and their tactics, and you know, but that's what these cowards would do, right? And when you start to fight back in a way that they don't like it, and then when you start to record, you start to have knowledge behind it, okay? Because you've done the research, you begin to understand what is being done, how it's being done, with technology, using psychological programming, manipulation, drugging, all these things in combination, right? Um, you become an even greater threat, So the police showed up, only one time for the night. I think I was watching a video, something like that. I can't remember what video it was. But then I'm watching another video and it started with the car honking, right? The video I was watching, the person mentioned it was a one-way capture card. I was watching a tech video on an Elgato capture cards for capturing game streaming because I need a new uh, GPU, right? And I'm trying to find a cheap one for a relatively low price, which AMD has one, but you can't. It doesn't have any sort of video encoding codecs, right? So basically, the best thing to do, if you do get that card, is to get yourself a capture card because then you're not dependent on the video card. Plus, if you have a CPU, you can use CPU encoding, but again, it dependent on what kind of CPU you have. You have 8 core, which is probably fine. The one that I have is a 6 core, 6 thread CPU. So I'm not too sure about particularly AMD. I know Intel has a better encoding algorithm. Okay, and so anyway, the YouTube speaker guy was like, yeah, one way capture card, and I hear beep very low. Haven't heard any beeping tonight because I'm home, right? So I haven't heard any beeping tonight. Now when I go to Pam's, that's when they usually do a lot of the car honking. So they pretty much, um, you know, on as aggressive with the noise campaign when I'm home. They're more so aggressive when I get by Pam. But again, that is to isolate me here, um, to keep me going to pick up my kids and helping them and stuff like that. And like I said, this is what something that Pam don't understand. When she comes home and she starts targeting me, it makes it worse for her because she's tired. You know, like tonight she's very, very, she was like very tired last night actually. Very tired, falling asleep, but she's on the phone and I'm like, hey, kids gotta eat. It's almost, the bedtime is 9 o'clock. It's going on 8 o'clock. And something else I forgot that I wanted to mention. Um, uh, I literally was on the tip of my head earlier, my mind earlier, and I forgot. Damn, I forgot. But anyhow, yeah. So like I had to tell Ethan to go tell your mother that you're ready to eat because I'm getting ready to go. Because she was like, and I asked her, I said, it's going at 8 o'clock. Where you making kids for dinner? She's like, oh, when they're hungry, they'll tell me. I'm like, it's a school night. They're on their computer. They gonna sit there, and you're gonna go to bed, and then they're gonna wake up out of bed, telling you that you're hungry. So I told Ethan, I said, listen, go and tell your mother, you guys are ready to eat dinner. And then, I left, and she made him dinner. But, you know, it is what it is. I'm saying I continue to expose them, and particularly tonight when they use the homeless man, the homeless theme, because again, and you start to see the people in the wheelchair, even the guy on the scooter, what have you, like always that whole disability thing. Yes, I remember now. So when I was on the bus, what they would do, they would look at look at my head. I'm guessing they're looking at my hat because I have a green hat on, right? And then they look at the back of the bus, So I guess, because of my disability, if I continue to receive my disability, then, what, be at the back of the bus, you know? It's like I said, there's always negative stuff, right? And so those are the type of messages, again, trying to isolate me, trying to, to keep me from the general public because of my knowledge of from what I've learned over, you know, the past decade about this program, okay? And also, um, you know, learning the truth about religion, okay? The falsity of religion and what it's truly about, because they want to have a stranglehold in the minds of the people, right? And religion is a very powerful tool, as well as being that they've developed technology based on the microwave and radio wave frequency spectrum to control our mind and indoctrinate our mind. And the more people becomes aware of those things, is the less people that they will be able to manipulate and trap and try to use as a pawn. Okay, and so they're highly upset about that. Um, you know, but hey, what can I say? Like I said, I'm ready to have this fight. I didn't spend the past decade not doing anything, despite the damage that they've caused me. Okay, for my documentations, and they'll try to um, delete, my things. Okay, so I have them on different computers. Okay, also, when I uploaded the two videos that I did, and I got get a copyright strike. Actually, one of them I got a copyright strike, and then I had to do a disclaimer. When I did the disclaimer, and it uploaded fine, didn't get another copyright strike. They were livid because the noise campaign was off the chain. Okay, so again, when you expose them, this is what they do. Okay, so they'll keep sending their messages. I keep exposing them. Like I said, it doesn't matter the consequences because I already know they're very retaliatory, and the one thing that they would not, what I would not allow them to do is to silence me from speaking the truth. Okay, so with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video, and look out for the two videos that I did. Because again, I was trying to show how they target me playing Fortnite, but of course, they will stop because again, when you start to gather evidence and you start to show a pattern of behavior in what they're doing, these criminals with badges and how they get their sheeps to do these things, so once you start to gain credibility, okay, then they will attack you even more. All right, because remember, this is COINTELPRO on steroids. It's basically what it is, as well as the non-consensual human experimentation part, which is the biggest part of it because they're capitalized on that for control, to manipulate people, to get people to say things, do things, hijacking their consciousness and their conscious mind, okay, to do things. And they know exactly what I'm doing. As I was talking to my sisters up here, both my sisters, and I was talking to one of my sisters about the situation, and then my other sister with my niece was crowding. I go into the kitchen, they're both of them is in there crowding, looking into the bedroom and stuff like that, because they tried to play that pedophilia theme, okay, and it didn't work. And so they will, just like how they use teenage girls out there to try to lie and manipulate, they'll use my sister and her daughter because, again, they're religiously indoctrinated more than anybody, that I've known come across besides my mom and stuff like that. And so, the thought of me walking around in this apartment wearing the young chain, you know, uh, it's and being that I used to play Dr. Ray Higgins lessons, I used to play that loud so they can hear. But with ignorance is bliss, you know. And when presented with truth and information, they rather attack you as opposed to listening and understanding realizing what's going on. And I posted, you know, two things on Facebook. Let me just bring them up because it's important, right? So I want people to understand these things, particularly if you're a TI and you're very religious. You believe in Christianity, which I don't understand why, really. Being that you're being attacked by these religious fanatics, and I hear TI love to talk about, oh, they're the chosen people. You're chosen for experimentation. That's what you're chosen for. You're chosen for experimentation. Okay. Now it's up to you to decide whether you're going to be silent or you're going to fight back. So I posted these things. I know they get upset when I post the truth, right? So I said, Christians will tell you that Jesus came to bring peace on earth, right? And Satan is the one that's bringing division, right? But their very own Bible, okay, tells you who's the one that came to bring division. It wasn't Satan, okay? By the supposed word of mouth of Jesus Christ, he says, this is Luke 12, so you guys can go look it up, right? If you don't believe me, he goes, I came to send fire on the earth, okay? Now, who do they always picture with, with pitchfork in the fire? And how I wish it were already kindled, okay? But I have a baptism to be baptized with, and how distressed I am still, it is accomplished. Do you suppose that I came to give peace on earth? Now, this is supposedly Jesus, right, in the Bible saying this, okay? I tell you, not at all, but rather division, okay? For from now on, 5 in one house will be divided. And let me tell you how stupid and idiotic black people are. That they will cause division within their own house because they read this in the Bible. And they will tell you, oh, it's because you don't believe in Christ and you're the devil and this and that. No, the reason why this is put into the Bible because when people within your own home start to learn the truth, okay, they'll turn against you. They will turn against you. These things were written in order to keep you away from the truth, from the knowledge that the church hid, they destroyed, but they didn't destroy everything. This is why when presented with information, truth, you see religious people, particularly Christians, okay, they'll attack you. They go into cognitive dissonance mode. There's a glitch in their matrix. Okay? Cannot compute. Their brain shut down. Okay? So, he says, from now on, 5 in one house will be divided, 3 against 2, and 2 against 3. Fathers will be divided against son, and son against father. Mother against daughter, and daughter against mother. Mother-in-law against daughter-in-law, and daughter-in-law against mother-in-law. Okay? So when you religious TIs want to talk about Jesus' love and this and that, Jesus didn't come to bring peace. He didn't come with love. He tells you right here in his own words, as is written in the Bible, supposedly written in the Bible, right? Not supposed it is written in the Bible, but supposedly Jesus is supposed to say this, right? Okay, now, here's something else that you don't understand. See, there were many other books that was left out of the Bible, okay? One of those books is the Gospel of Thomas. And this is for, you see how, particularly in the black community, how, you see a lot of black women, how they behave in like black men. They're very loud and calling each other the N-word and calling each other bro and, and a very, there's a time when you couldn't call a woman the H word, she would get upset. Now they call themselves the H word. Now they're very proud of being, the H word and the B word, You couldn't call them. They'd be like, who you calling a B? I remember Queen Latifah's song, UNITY. She was rhyming and it was like some guy called her a B. Who you calling a B? Now they call themselves bad bees. Queen bees. Okay? So, listen to this. So, 114. This is from the Gospel of Thomas. So, this is what I put. I said, question. How is it that black women have lost their femininity and has become more masculine? What your pastor knows but refuse to tell you. And this one only applies to black people, particularly black women. Right? 114. Simon Peter said to him, he says, talking to Jesus, okay, let Mary leave us, For women are not worthy of life. And I'm going to show you guys. I'm gonna do a proper video on this because I'm going to break down some of the Bible verses so you guys can understand. He says, so let Mary leave us, for women are not worthy of life. Jesus said, I myself shall lead her in order to make her male, so that she too may become a living spirit resembling you males. Okay? For every woman who will make herself male will enter the kingdom of heaven. See, this is what they've been turning out black women to become these masculine type of women. Okay? And this has directly to do with profiting off of women. Okay? Meaning that when you take the male, you suppress him economically, okay, you lift up the woman to become the what they call the backbone of the black community, the breadwinners, provide breadwinners at the home, okay, and they become with this male masculine energy. But it all goes to economics, how the black churches uses black women, telling them lies, feeding their head with nonsense to create a delusional mentality, a narcissistic personality. Okay? And this is what we're seeing. And I love that in the gospel of times, I love that because I hear people on Facebook talking about why these black women behaving like that? Why they acting so mannish? Why they have all this masculine energy? These are things your pastor knows, but he's not going to tell you. Okay? Because he knows the type of conditioning that they're doing to you. But you don't understand. Meanwhile, your relationships are being destroyed. Your family is being torn apart. And yet, the delusional mindset of talking about Jesus come to bring peace on earth. It goes to show you that they don't even read their Bible. What they listen to is Paul doctrine. Okay? What Paul created for the Romans to indoctrinate your mind with BS. Okay? Anyway, good night. I'll talk to you guys in the next video.